Well, good evening, everyone. Good to be in your companies. Once again, this is your friend, Bishop elect Edlin Scott, and I'm really excited about once again coming into your homes. We are the final day of the year, of this month, really, final day of this month. And I'm really thanking God for bringing us here. June month is my birth month, and June month is the middle month. And so looking forward to some great things to happen within this month. Well, this month is kicking off for me uh, my speaking engagement at Voice of Deliverance Temple. I'm preaching there on Thursday and Friday nights. Thursday and Friday nights in two very powerful night of services. Um, Now, our camp meeting has a theme, but I am going to be talking about the reboot, the big reboot. And that's something that God placed in my spirit. He said to me, I'm rebooting you. Now, in the life of those of you that have computers, there pretty much two times a reboot really is necessary. A reboot is necessary when you install something. In order for it to get working, you reboot the computer and the computer recognizes and then things gets working. Then the next time is when you got a problem with your computer, a reboot can be necessary. Now the computer has a way of recording the last time it's working well. And when it records the last time it's working well in its BIOS, whenever you restart the computer, it searches for not a bad time, it searches for the good time when the computer's working well, and then it reboots with that memory. And so I believe this is what God says that He wants to do in my life. He wants to take me beyond the bad memory, but take me to the good memory and restart me there. And also, there are some things that He's placed in me. In order for them to get active and get going, I need that big reboot and that big reset. And so I want to challenge you. What's going on in my life this during the month of June? It's a big reset. The big reset is going to happen for your life. So listen, you want to hang with me. You want to stay with me. You want to be a part of what God is doing here at Phenomenal Leadership. Very pleasant good evening to all of you that are joining us, that are coming in on the broadcast. This is your friend Bishop-elect Edlin Scott, and this is Phenomenal Leadership. Don't forget, this coming Thursday and Friday, two very powerful nights. I'm preaching at Voice of Deliverance Temple. Service begins at 6:30 p.m. nightly, and we're looking forward to that. The month of July, I'm gonna be in Florida. I'm gonna be in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, at Divine Worshipers. At Divine Worshipers, Pastor Brown is the pastor there at Divine Worshipers, and I'm gonna be there on the 29th, 30th, and the 31st of July. 3 nights I'm gonna be there in Oakland Park, Florida area, as we gonna be in 3 very powerful nights of service. So those of you in the area, you got relatives between Miami and Palm Beach, I want you to invite them to come on out and be in the service at the Wine Worshipers Center. The Wine Worshipers Center. That's July 29th, 30th, and 31st. 3 very powerful days of services. I wanted you to be a part of it. I'm going to leave it up on the screen so you can kind of jot it down and remember it as we go forward. I'm in the process of writing a new book. But I do have a current book. Called How to Be Great. This is a current book for this season and for this time of your life. It's called How to Be Great. It's available at Amazon. And of course, I do have copies here in Nassau with me. And UB's bookstore do have copies of this book in there. So you can go to UB's bookstore, Chapter 1 bookstore there on University Boulevard, across from McDonald's. Get a copy of this very powerful book in UB's bookstore, How to Be Great. When I wrote the book, it seemed as if it was written before its time. And as I started it around the pandemic time, and it seemed like the world has grown into this book, How to Be Great. It says, intentionally serve everyone every day. Intentionally serve everyone every day. It's a very powerful book, very powerful book. I believe every home needs to have it. If you're in leadership, whether you're in the church leadership, you lead a group, if you're in leadership, you run a business, very powerful, very powerful. How to Be Great. It's a book that I wrote. I want you to get it. I've stumbled over a book called The Fred Factor. The Fred Factor. And it really blew my mind. Someone talked about it, and they casually talked about it, and he said, it's a simple book, but it's a powerful book. And I read the book, and out of that book, it really turned my whole life around. And I want to share some more things with you. For the past weeks, I've been talking about the Fred Factor and what it is to be a Fred. Now, a Fred is a person that believes that excellence and quality should be the goal of every person. A Fred is that person that believes that excellence and quality is a goal for everyone. A person with a Fred kind of mindset doesn't believe that excellence and quality is just for some people. They believe that it's for everybody. Now, they believe that every profession, every business, every church should strive to be have that Fred mentality where you believe in everybody. You try to help as many persons as you can. You don't discriminate. Fred believes that excellence and quality should be the goal of every person in every business or profession. Fred believes everybody can be a Fred. Martin Luther King said something. Martin Luther King says, everybody can be great because everybody can serve. Everybody can be great because everybody can serve. Fred believes everybody can be excellent and offer good quality. That's powerful. I was reading, and I'm getting ready. I've got a whole number of speaking engagements coming up, and I'm preparing a message for the end of June. Around the middle of June, I'm speaking at a group of vendors, and I'm preparing a message called Salt Shaker. And a salt shaker is a type of Fred. A salt shaker is a type of Fred. A salt shaker is a type of Fred because Fred believes that everybody is important. Fred believes that no job is insignificant because a job cannot be insignificant for two reasons. Because a job involves you, and you're important, and a job is being done by an important person. So even if the job is insignificant, it becomes important because an important person is doing it. And an important person is doing it to an important person. So I've got a lot. And listen, if you are being blessed by the ministry and you'd like it in your area, reach out to me, and we'll see how we can get it into your area. I'm not afraid to travel. I love traveling, and I love to be among God's people. And so if you would like the ministry in your area, if you'd like us to come into your area, reach out to me, and we'll see how we can make that happen. So, Fred is someone that believes that anybody can be a Fred. And Fred believes that anybody can do extraordinary things. So, what are we going to be talking about tonight? I want to say a shout out to everyone that is joining us. Deborah, Roberto, Jones, Francis. Good to have all of you a part of the broadcast today. Good to have you Good to have you all watching. I want you to like and share. Like and share. This is on Facebook, Edlin Scott's page, my personal page. Some of you are watching. I am monitoring Voice of Deliverance page, and so I can see those of you that are watching. I'm shouting out to those of you that are on my personal page and my YouTube channel. If you go over to my YouTube channel, subscribe to the channel, so you'll know when I'm doing stuff. I'm going to get in some big trouble tonight. So, y'all, my prayer partners, I want you to pray for me because I'm getting in big trouble tonight. What are you talking about tonight, Bishop Scott? Tonight, I'm talking about how to grow your church. How to grow your church. Or how to grow your business. Or how to grow the group. How do you grow your church? How to grow your church. So, I got a very provocative topic, Judy. Very provocative tonight because I believe that everybody wants growth. Everybody. If you're in business, you want your business to grow. If you are part of a group, you want your group to grow. If you're a pastor of a church, you want your church to grow. You're a member of that church. You would like to see your church grow. Right? So, tonight, you need to tell your pastor, call your pastor up and tell them, send them a link, send them a link. You WhatsApp them a link and say, Pastor, you need to watch this broadcast tonight because Bishop Scott is talking about how to grow the church. You know, a lot of us is stuck with the idea that, look, God is gonna add to the church, which is true. God is gonna add to the church, right? But someone can open a door for you. God can open the door for you. But if you don't have a good character, you're not going to be in the door real long. So your character is going to determine how long you be in the door. So God will send people to the church and they'll walk right out the next door. They'll walk in through one door and walk out the other door. So how do we grow our church? How do we grow our business? How do we grow our groups? So that's what we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about that. Now, success seems to be a big secret. Success seems to be a big secret. But success is really not a secret, you know. But it appears as if success is a secret because you'll have one group over here succeeding and another group over there that's not succeeding. I was talking to somebody today and they were telling me how people like to be around them because they seem to be able to get the job done. So, what is it that they have that you don't have? If you put them in charge of a program, they'll get a program working, and you put someone else in charge of the program, they can't get it working. What is it that that person have that you don't have? Now, everyone has been given 24 hours to work with. No one has more time than the other person. Everyone has the same amount of time. How you use your time is very important. Okay? So, every church, every business, every group have the same amount of things available to them. The internet is access to everybody. Every pastor, for the most part, use the same Bible. I mean, you may have different versions of it, but pretty much we all use the same Bible. When I study from either my tablet or my computer, and I have a lot of different versions of the Bible, commentaries, that things I do research, and it makes it a little easier. But my main tool is my Bible. So, what makes one pastor successful and look like the other pastor just can't get it off the ground? What makes one business just getting off the ground and the other not moving? When I did my degree in Christian leadership and organizational management, we did a course on marketing. And one of the things that they said in marketing is, don't just strive to be lower than the other person. You know, don't just strive to say, okay, I'm going to undersell that person. If they're selling apples and you are selling apples, even if you drop your price beneath theirs, someone else could drop theirs beneath yours. And so you're really not going to sell. But what is it when it's apples against apples? What makes someone choose your apple over someone else's apple? All right? And it really has nothing to do with how you market it, because what could you say about an apple? Whatever you can say about an apple, someone else can say about an apple. I hear people when they advertise their church, they say, oh, it's going to be anointed singing. It's going to be anointed preaching. That's not a marketing tool. If you have a church, you should have anointed singing. You should have anointed preaching. Now, if you have a club, then you can't have anointed singing and anointed preaching. It has to be some good music or something like that, or good drinks. And to just market with using those words are just really not good marketing. Because those are stuff that's wasting your money, because that's something that's supposed to be there. Why would people want to come to hear the word of God at your church? Because I can hear the word of God where I'm at. What is it that's different? And see, when as leaders we start looking at it like that, then we understand something different. You have to know what people are looking for. You have to know what people are looking for, or you must know what you're trying to do. Now, what you're trying to do still has to be in keeping with what people are looking for. So, apples against apples. What is your advertising tool? Your advertising tool must not be the apple. Your advertising tool must be the person selling the apple. So what I say to my staff is this. I said, people can buy what they buy from us anywhere. But the one thing we've got to offer them is what they can't find nowhere else but here. And that's great, extraordinary service. Now, if you go in a store, and it's happened to me a lot. If I go in a store and I say, well, I like tools. So if I'm looking for a tool, I'm trying to explain a tool or a problem that I'm having. And if I'm in a shop that sells tools or like a fix-it store, and the person I'm speaking with don't know how to help me fix my problem. I'm in the store that can help me fix it, but you don't have a clue what's going on. I really don't like coming to that store. And if I go to that store and I find that people don't know what they're saying, I really not going to go back to that store. Another thing I don't like is when you go in a store and you ask for some plumbing pipes. They're going to tell me, go to aisle 4 and about midway, look for it. That's not good service. When I ask you for plumbing pipes, you take me to aisle 4. You take me to aisle 4. You show me specifically in aisle 4, these are the plumbing pipes. What it is that you want to do. And then you serve me. Don't send me to go serve myself. It's not a buffet. So, when you go apples against apples, the thing that you've got to do is you got to serve the apple better than the other person serves the apple. And then you'll make people, even though their apple may look better than yours, they would want your apple because of the spirit that you serve the apple in. The way you serve the apple. How you talk about the apple and all that kind of stuff. So, what makes one church grow and another one don't grow? And it's simple. You don't have to be a rocket scientist. My thing to you is, the reason why one church grows and another one doesn't grow, ain't no friend. Or Two little Fred is in one church and a lot of Fred in the other church. Remember now, Fred is the person that believes that excellence and quality is the goal of every person. So every person you meet in one church is offering quality and the spirit of excellence. The other church is letting the Lord have his way. God's going to do it. But when the person walks to the door of the church, they really don't see God. They see male, female. And so how you interact with them. Now, the truth of the matter, if they really saw God, you wouldn't have a problem. But they're going to see missionary this one, evangelist that one, pastor that one, usher, sister, brother, musician. That's what they're going to see. So, the Freds are important. The lack of Freds in your church is going to translate eventually to the lack of members in your church. Freds are the people that believe in people. Believe everybody is somebody. I'm not going to go to a church that doesn't, I don't care what kind of word is being preached in the church. If they don't treat me well, I'm not going back there. And I think I said this one time before. People do not leave church. People leave people. Church don't make people mad. People make people mad. Church do not hurt people. People hurt people. Okay. So, how do we go? I don't care the level of equipment that your business, your group, your organization has. I don't care what kind of equipment they have. I don't care what kind of functions, what kind of structure, all those things that you have. The thing that drives everything is people. All right? All organizations have access to the same information. Consultants, training, comprehensive systems, perks, benefits. But the thing that makes each of them different is the type of people that they have. Now, if you have somebody, one time I was doing a fundraiser. And I had 3 people working with me, right? One was not the kind of person, they was very good, they put everything together, but they was not the kind of person that you put in the front. Because they could have gotten mean. They just know how to get mean. They can't share food. They real stingy with food. The other one, hurry on the mouth. And the other one was short of patience. So what did I do with those 3 persons? We had a fun one, so we had like a cookout. I mean, simple words, we had a cookout. So all 3 of them knew their job. They got the thing going, got everything going. One was stingy with the food, right? One would just run everybody. They would definitely run everybody. So, they were not people's person. So what did I do? I didn't put none of them where they came in contact with humans. Because they can handle humans. They can't handle humans. If you come to a cookout, you want plenty of food. You come to a cookout, you want people who could handle people, who's not short of patience. So what I did was I moved all of them, put them all in the back, behind the scene where they had no contact with people, because that was important. People was important. You could prepare all the food, but if no one came, or if 2 people came and they were chased away, you didn't benefit at all. So No matter what process, what kind of function, what kind of structure, your success lies in people. Your church could have all of the bells and whistles that your church could have stuff that you wouldn't even imagine is in a church. You can have a $150,000 pipe organ. You can have all of the multimedia stuff. Every single thing that a musician would dream about. But everything lies in the people. I've been to churches where they have a drum in place, they have organs in place, they have a grand piano in place. And I was there the whole week and I never saw, there was never a day when there were people on all of the instruments. But the instruments was there. So you needed the people. So people determines your success. All right? Uninspired people rarely do inspired things. You get what type of people you have. If you have mad people, they make everybody around them mad. If you have sad people, they make everybody around them sad. If they are not inspired, they're not going to do inspired things. Again, passionate people in an organization are different. They do ordinary things extraordinarily well. Passionate people without an inspiration or without a passion, you give them a budget of $500. That can't work. You take a passionate person, an inspired person, give them the same $500, they'll bring you change. When people are passionate about something, they put everything in it. And all of this reflects the church or the business or the group. The mindset, the feeling of the people. So, uninspired people rarely do inspired work. Passionate people in an organization are different. They do ordinary things extraordinarily well. Even if their ideas are average, they're still useful. No matter a passionate person, no matter what they bring to the table, it's something you could work with. Someone that's not inspired and is not passionate, when they come with an idea, you be like, where in the world? Which planet they living on with? What? You understand what we're talking about? And it goes like that. Customers do not have relationships with organizations. Members do not have relationships. I don't care how you feel like people, boy, they love this church. They don't really love the church. Oh, they love this school. They don't really love the school. Oh, my employees love this business. No. Your members, your parishioners, your customers do not love your business. Watch what they love. Because you can't form a relationship with a business. They form relationships with individuals and people. How do you build your church? Your church will not be built if people cannot form relationship and friendships with people in the church. If your church is not friendly, you're not going to have a lot of members. If your business employees are not friendly, you're not going to have a lot of customers. Nobody wants to be a part of anything where the people ain't friendly. Your church is not growing more than likely because your people are not friendly. It's a hostile environment. And people are not, listen, you don't catch hell at home. You catch hell at work. You going to church too to catch hell? Everyone is looking for a safe haven. So, if you want to see growth, you need some friends in your church. You need some people in your church that move in the spirit of excellence and do things at a level of... People do not like mediocre things. And people can look at you and tell whether or not you're doing it from your heart or you're just doing it just to be doing it. So, customers don't have relationship with organization. They form relationships with individuals, passionate employees, whatever level they are, whether they're salespeople, technicians, service reps, constantly show commitment to their customers. I don't care what role you play in the church, whether you're an usher, parking lot attendant, praise team member. If your role in the church is to give your offering and say amen, people can tell by the way you do what you do, and they can tell your level of commitment. You'll be surprised the many persons that came to church, sat beside one of those bad members, and don't ever want to come back in those doors no more because of what they saw them running on with on the seat that they sat. The contamination doesn't come from the building. Contamination comes from the people. How do you grow your church? You grow your church when you eradicate all the contamination out of the church. Your people should be exhibiting quality. Now, people do not exhibit quality if you don't treat them like they are quality. Let's go on. Passionate people demonstrate their passion about what they do. As a result, then that Fred factor it just comes to play. Every day, my book says every day you should intentionally serve everyone every day. It didn't matter whether they're male or female. It didn't matter whether they're from Timbuktu or they're from China. I don't care where they're from. You should intentionally serve everyone every day. I said this to a group I was talking to the other day. I said, if you are a waiter or waitress, just how you serve at work, you should come home and serve just like that. The same enthusiasm. You know, some serve really good because they know the tip is coming, the gratis is coming, so you serve really good. But you should serve that all the time. All right, I'm wrapping up. People with a Fred mentality generally happier because people are doing good work and feeling good. People doing exceptional work and feeling good. Satisfaction should be the thing that we strive for every day. Not do it to please us. Make sure that they're satisfied. So, how do you ensure that your church grow or help it to grow? Listen to what the complaints are. A lot of times, we as pastors, we just figure, you listen to me, and I'm not supposed to listen to you. But you got to listen. You got to listen. You got to listen. All right? So, how is it that your church is going to grow? Your church is going to grow when you develop some people that believe in people, when you develop some people that whatever they do it in the spirit of excellence. Whatever they offer, it's a quality. The very first instance of giving in the Bible, where Cain and Abel came to give. Very first instance. Cain gave before Abel. Cain gave because he just wanted to make so that it can be seen that he gave something. Abel came right behind him. Ignore the pattern that Cain said. He ignored the pattern. He didn't follow the pattern. If Cain did it first, Cain set a pattern. Abel come, doesn't even look at the pattern. Abel did something. Abel gave God the best. Cain just gave God something. Abel gave God the best. People with a Fred mentality, whatever they do, that reflects them. The quality that they are, it reflects them. All right. Now, on Thursday, I'm starting to preach. I'm praying that we get out of service in time so that I can bring you some more of this. How do I get my church to grow? When you develop threads. How is that going to happen? How do you develop threads in your church? How do you develop threads? See, because before you invite people in your church, you got to fix the people in the church. Because if you take a pure person and dump them in a hellhole, they can get dirty up. They're going to get dirty up. How do you develop thread? There's pretty much 4 ways to develop thread in your church. 4 ways to develop people. Threads are people that believe that excellence and quality is something everybody should do. How do you do it? How do you develop threads? And that's what we're going to talk about the next time we meet. Praying that it's going to be on Thursday. I'm praying that it's going to be on Thursday. All right? How do we develop threads in the church? Think about this. When I first started this series, I was just thinking Fred. At least have a Fred in your church. But do you know how much better your church would be if it's full of Freds? If it's full of Freds. People that believe in excellence and quality. So, your assignment is to develop more of them in the church. If you consider yourself a good person, wouldn't you like your church to be full of good people like you? Okay, so how do you develop Fred? The first thing you got to do is you got to find them. All right? You got to find them. The second thing you got to do is you got to reward them when you find them. The third thing you got to do is you got to educate them when you find them. And then the fourth thing you got to do, you got to demonstrate. So, you got to be an example to them. All right? So that's what we're going to talk about. When we come together again, whether it's on Thursday or next week, I'm praying that we get our service in time so we can still do this on Thursday. So, you got to go find some Fred. Now, there are some Freds out there, and I'm just going to touch it a little bit. There are some Freds out there that are just right out there. I don't want you to think that all of the Freds needs to be cultivated and developed. There are some people out there that are absolutely some Freds. There's some real living Freds right out there. Then there's some people that you really got to help them to become Freds. After a little chip in here, a little chip in there, they can become Freds. But there are some Freds. So you got to go find them. Then you got to reward them. Think about this. Think about this. Your employees do not behave good because the only reason they behave good is because how you reward them. The only reason why some of y'all don't get cussed out on your job is because they want that pay at the end of the week. They know if they cuss you out, they're going to at the end of the week. But you'll be getting on their nerve. I was talking to somebody today. They said to me, am I a good person? I said, you don't even know how to be good. Some people they plan to be miserable all day. Right? Not that they don't know how to be good, you know. Pentecostal people feel like down your throat, whip you with the whip, and that means that they are hard and they're a strong leader. Not necessarily. A lot of things don't even call for that. Pentecostal people figure if you smile, you won't save. If you're always serious, that means you're deep. That means you ain't got no friends. But we're going to talk some more about that. We're going to talk some more about finding, rewarding, educating, and demonstrating. But it's all about how to develop a friend. This, listen, I was reading it, I was getting it. I said, Lord, I'm going to break this up into two because I want to share this with as many persons as I can. So I want you to join me, hopefully on Thursday. If not Thursday, then Tuesday. But we're praying that it's going to be Thursday. All right? Listen, don't forget, Divine Worshipers Center, 2620 West Oakland Park Boulevard, Sunrise, Florida. I'm going to be there on July 29th, 30th, and 31st. There is a word from the Lord concerning you. I'm calling all the saints from Palm Beach to Miami. Let's meet in Sunrise. There is a word from the Lord concerning you. Hey friends, listen. Beginning on Thursday night, I'm in 2 powerful nights of services as Voice of Deliverance kicks off a 2022 camp meeting. Apostle Leon Wallace is our senior pastor and general overseer. I'm going to be preaching on the 2nd and the 3rd. We start on the 1st, which is tomorrow night. We start on the 1st with Prophet Ada Duncombe, and then I'm going to be preaching on the 2nd and the 3rd. I'm going to be talking about reboot. We're going to be talking about reboot. God wants to reboot. God wants to do some great things in your life. When God reboots you, God's going to reboot you and He's going to restore you to a time when everything was working well. When you talk about restoration, when we restore things, if something is broken, we restore it and we put crazy glue and whatever glue's on it, we put it together, but technically it's still not perfect. But when God does restoration, God restores you to His original intention, not to when you were broken. Forget about that. Hey, we got a fresh word, good word for you on Thursday and Friday. Those of you out of town, you can be able to watch it on the live stream. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. This has been Bishop-elect Edlin Scott. This has been Phenomenal Leadership. Listen, we love you, appreciate you, we enjoyed you, we are enjoying you. God bless you. See you next time.